everyone! Welcome back to Danganronpa! In this episode, we get to see what Byakuya was trying to tell us in the last episode. What did you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Oh yeah, he said this before! You really believe it was Genocide Jack? That murder's being Genocide Jack. There's nobody could be. Okay, we already said this. Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people. Not wrong to wonder. I have something that'll prove it. I'll show you. You didn't show me. Hold on. There's still more here waiting to be checked. What is there to be checked? What are you talking about, Byakuya? The door? The hunk of metal blocking the entrance seems to be some kind of machine. The Gatling gun? A surveillance camera! It's so chilling. Huh? This? I don't see any clues anywhere. Byakuya, what do you want me to look at? Do you want me to look at the IDs again? There's a mailbox here, and inside are 3 handbooks. I have to assume they're Junko's, Leon's, and Sayaka's. It looks like the handbooks of any dead students are brought here to the mailbox somehow. The rule says loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only lending it is against the rules. In other words, there's no problem with borrowing one. One other thing that bothers me is the fact that Leon's handbook won't turn on. Monokuma said Leon's handbook isn't broken, but won't turn on. That much is certain. Is it really unrelated to the case? Either way, something about it still bothers me. How do we know if it's Leon's handbook? You don't even have Chihiro's in there. Right? I look at this. There's a surveillance camera. Byakuya, I've looked at everything in this room. What do you want from me? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Byakuya! Oh, and I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Okay, basis! Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need. Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence? Does something like that really... Ah, hey, you two! Oh, big trouble! Need your help! We're busy. Leave us alone. But it's an emergency! Emergency! Come on, please, you gotta help me! Wow, what's going on, Hina? What's going on? This is a serious emergency! Please, please, you gotta help me! Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency! Oops, I pressed the wrong button! What's the emergency, Hina? Sorry. Emergency. Emergency. An emergency? What happened? Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya? Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. Since it's Toko? I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure? Don't make me repeat myself. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it. Okay, come on, hurry! Wait for us, Hina! It looks like she headed to the dorms, to Toko's room most likely. You're right! You're right! Let's go, Byakuya. Hi, Byakuya. You're talking to the wrong person, you waste of space. Byakuya, stop! I just wanted to say hi. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency. Hello? Should I ring the bell? Do you want me to ring the bell? Toko? Hina? Hello? You guys are too slow! I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency? Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff? We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Okay, weird stuff. I might as well give it a shot. Ding dong! The door swung open slowly and silently. Hi, Toko! Uh-oh. Oh, holy crap! An aura of negativity flowed from behind that door, forcing a gasp out of me. What? Oh, nothing! It's just that Hina was super worried about you, holding yourself up in your room. Leave me alone! Yeah, sure thing, but could you open up just for a second? Won't allow it. Huh? I won't let Genocide Jack have control! Whoa! The plot, and just like that, she slammed the door in my face. The plot thickens. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer! Drive out the murderous fiend! It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared? Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Maybe Byakuya! Byakuya, can you talk to Toko? Hey Byakuya, you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean. Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. He's like, whatever. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. Ding dong! After a few moments... Toko! Leave me alone! You're all so annoying! Ah! Bakula! It's Byakuya! I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. Oh no, Toko, it's okay, baby. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Oh, hold on! Hey, Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise? Yeah, what was your promise? Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. Byakuya! I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. Certain room? The library? Come on, let's go in. You're actually inviting me into the library? Every time I come in, you say, don't go over to that room. Can we go? If I remember, on the other side of this door. It's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Yay, he's like, let's go in. Oh, here? It'll all make sense once you're inside. The room you wouldn't let us go in every time. We're finally in there. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Okay. Now we have a lot of books to look at. There's so many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things? These documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let go for now. I just let go for now. Yucky is scary. What's your lamp? Huh? It's a desk lamp. That's your lamp! Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. I just remembered something. Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Whoa, mano coin! I remembered something about that lamp! You guys, that lamp is important! The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh? That's the report on the presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Oh my god, without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf! Mocktail's like, Byakuya, please, please stop trying to get me in legal trouble! There's a wooden box, it's empty. Although judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like something was inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? An extension cord, huh? What's that about, Byakuya? Why is there something up here I can look at? I can't move my head more, though. I'm gonna look behind you. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. Might give you a little warning. Oh, this is new! Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in this library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? This is your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that, it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I've reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Reviewed them? Oh, hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents? And more than once? But all this has to be like top secret, confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible? I already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world, backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. It's beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine, ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf. This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases have been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro! Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the ones who knew about this particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. Oh, so how could the killer have known about suspending the victim? That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack. That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack had hidden himself among the rest of us. Then, Genocide Jack really is... Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us? Among us! Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become a part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Jesus, Byakuya. Calm down, man. We're reviewing documents. Stop it. Calm down, Byakuya. Oh, that's a camera. There's a surveillance camera here. Hi, Byakuya. There's a ton of thick files on the bookshelf. Investigation reports. Graphic and disturbing things. I want to talk to Byakuya. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it? Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Okay. Wow! Makoto is shook! Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Oh no! Names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Haruda, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kano Issei, 14, Takashi Yoshida, 30, Koma Tetsunataro, Takifumi Guno, Uchida Naohisa, Takashi Masamune, Yoto Yamejima. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. At the scene of each murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. But there's a lot of scissors in those photos, just saying, and I didn't see any scissors at the scene of Chihiro's death, but, you know. Now take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page? He's like, I'm scared! Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for killings to take place was on holidays, in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. Now, just a disclaimer, this is not an accurate representation of DID at all. This is fantasy, and we should treat it as such. Thank you for listening. The key point here is that the culprit may as well have a split personality. A split personality? Like that kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case file! Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We've finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait! Byakuya! Don't leave me, Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Byakuya! Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden? Like that? Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. Oh no! At the same time, I uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us! But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go to investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene. The girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Oh man, Byakuya, that was stone cold, man. He's like, oh, whatever. I'm leaving you now. What the heck, Byakuya? I thought we were friends. Why you just leave me, man? Why you just leave me? Not nice. Hi, Hifumi. Well, I think I'm gonna end this episode here, and we're gonna look for more evidence in the next episode, and maybe the episode after that we'll do the class trial. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you want to, you can like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. And I'll see you in the next episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Bye bye!